Hello everyone, welcome back to Touch the Fire Twice. I'm Joshua, and I'm here today to do an in-depth sniff review of the limited edition holiday 2024 Lost Claus candle from Snif. But first, if you're new to Touch the Fire Twice, welcome. My mission is to share my love and passion for fine home fragrance as an enthusiast, an educator, a reviewer, to inspire you to increase your own fragrance knowledge and understanding, ultimately enhancing the scent memories that you create. If you want to learn more about what I do, why I do it, and how I do it, you can check out my website at TouchTheFireTwice.com, and please do give me a follow over on Instagram, also at Touch the Fire Twice. But for now, let's dig into the Lost Claus. As I do in all of my luxury candle reviews, we're going to do an unboxing here to understand the luxury home fragrance experience. We'll read the brand's scent story to understand the mood, moment, memory, space, place, or time they're trying to evoke with the candle. I'll get my nose on it and share my overall thoughts on the fragrance itself. Then we'll talk about the performance, the strength, the throw, the projection, the wick, the wax, getting those fragrance molecules up into the air and into our noses. And then we'll go into sort of the educational aspect and we'll do a deep dive, because with luxury fine home fragrance or fine fragrance in general, you're going to get a full build of top, middle, bottom notes, 6, 10, 12 notes. And I really like to dig in to understand what are they, how do they play together, what do they mean, what do they smell like? So we really start to understand and kind of build that note library in our minds and understand in our mind's eye what something may smell like. So let's dig right on in. So we will open this up. This is a nice deep sort of maroon sleeve on the box. And they have those nice boxes, hard cardboard with the little ribbon here to pull it off. And this sits alongside the rest of their limited edition holiday collection of half-baked gingerbread smash, as well as Old Saint wick, in a really nice, deeply maroon, almost Merlot ruby red, a heavy-weighted glass vessel, and the ridged plastic lid. Really nice, deep ruby Merlot wax as well. This is their 8.5 ounce single wick candle. It retails for $46. I am a Snif affiliate, so if you'd like 10% off, you can enter Joshua10, Joshua10 at checkout. Snif uses a soy vegetable wax blend and 100% cotton wicks. Now let's talk about the scent story. They put this in the spicy, gourmand, woody fragrance family, and Lost Claus is described as, "You better watch out and you better not cry. Hide the eggnog because Lost Claus is coming to town." This naughty list scent burns a comforting blend of holiday spices, smoked marshmallow, peppered gingerbread, creamy musks, and vetiver. It's sweet, spicy, and is honestly only here to spark some drama. So some interesting things in there. So Lost Claus, the name doesn't tell you really anything of what it could be. So you're not going in with an expectation like you would with, say, the half-baked smashed gingerbread candle. And we've got spices, some sweetness. Certainly they say gourmand, so marshmallow and spices, but then some woodiness from musks and grassy vetiver. So very interesting to dig into that. So getting my nose on it. This is very seductive, rich, nighttime. It's a Lost Claus because you have gone over to the naughty side with this fragrance. The lights are low, the cocktails are flowing. It's cozy, warm, rich, velvety. There's a bit of a sweet red cinnamon spice, a warm, dark, rich wood, but it doesn't choke you out. There's a touch of sweetness from, as they say, that smoked marshmallow, and a hint of pepper from that peppered gingerbread, but you wouldn't call them out as foodie notes. Gourmand, sure. Direct, gooey marshmallow, not so much. Is mommy kissing Santa Claus? Is daddy? Either way, I think Claus got lost in an extended layover with this one. It reminds me a bit of Harlem Candle Company's Speak Easy fragrance with a bit of a sweeter holiday lift. Really nice. It's one of those candles, as I say, you sometimes will catch me going in mid-sentence to get another sniff, a whiff. It really feels like you're in a darkened speakeasy, old-timey nightclub or library, a bar with books. Not an obvious holiday blend, though there certainly is a bit of that spice from your cinnamon and the sweetness from the marshmallow that do bring a bit of a festive flair to it, but it is not your afternoon office party. Getting into the performance, like most single wick luxury candles, there is a bit of a drag on here. As you can see, it does not typically fully pull out on its own. It gets a good bit of the way around there, but it does have some drag there. That is partially just because it is a single wick candle, and because there is soy wax in this, soy wax is molecularly more dense than your paraffin or some other wax blends. And so though it does give you a clean burn, it does sometimes drag a bit because it is harder to get it to pull out. That said, this still has quite a strong throw. Whether cooled or burning, you will unmistakably recognize the fragrance. Now, because they provided a full list of notes, let's dig into them together. First up, we've got cardamom. So they are a seed, warm and spicy, camphoraceous, sometimes medicinal, a bit similar to eucalyptus. It tends to become more woody or floral over time, and it is the main ingredient in masala chai spiced tea. Then cinnamon, of course, one of the key smells of Christmas. It brings a warm, dry spiciness, powdery, a sweet freshness to start, spicy, enticing, and comforting. There are two primary types of cinnamon. You have your cassia cinnamon. It is pungent, spicy, sometimes referred to as Chinese or Vietnamese cinnamon. It is less complex than a true cinnamon and more in your red hot spicy cinnamon. Then you have a Ceylon cinnamon from Sri Lanka, also very popular in Mexico. It's complex, fragrant, a bit of a citrus overtone. It's less strong than your cassia cinnamon, but it is still warm, mildly spicy sweet, delicate, lighter, and brighter. Then we move over to nutmeg, the seed from a tree. Warm, sweet, lightly spicy, a bit earthy and balsamic, comes off a bit creamy at times, and it is certainly more subtle than clove or cinnamon. Then we've got an interesting note here, smoked marshmallow. Now, you figure a smoked marshmallow will smell similar to your traditional marshmallow with a distinct, slightly smoky aroma, combining the sweet, sugary notes of the marshmallow with just a hint of burnt wood, campfire smoke, caramelized sugars, almost a brulee aspect, bringing warm, cozy comfort to a fragrance. Then peppered gingerbread, specifically peppered. Now, gingerbread is going to be a baked good in many forms, whether it is a bread or a bundt or a cake or a cookie. Warm, spicy aroma with notes of ginger, cinnamon, cloves, nutmeg, brown sugar, and usually sweetened with molasses, sometimes honey or traditional sugar. Then one of my favorite notes, vetiver. It is a grass native to India. It's related to lemongrass and citronella, and its roots are aged and then oil is extracted from them. It can be earthy, damp, woody with hints of leather, a bit nutty or smoky, yet still somewhat fresh. It's very complex and has a wide range of uses in fragrance. It can smell like uncut grass on a warm day or a musty sack of potatoes. There are two distinct types of vetiver used in fine fragrance. So there's an Indonesian vetiver that's that dry earth, clay, mushroom style, whereas Haitian vetiver is brighter, fresher, smoother, and smells initially of burnt wood and sweet earthiness. Next up, we have caramelized patchouli. Now, patchouli itself is strong, slightly sweet, herbaceous, spicy, and intoxicating scent. It has a dark, musky, earthy, woody profile. It's considered a sensual woody note, balancing that earthy aroma with sweet and spicy aspects. Now, they call this caramelized patchouli, so anytime you hear caramelized, that's likely going to have some sort of sweetness, a bit of a burnt sweetness, either burning off natural sugars, less likely to be the traditional foodie style caramel of sugar and cream cooked down. And finally, milky musks. Now, musk is a class of aromatic substances all its own, commonly used as base notes in perfumery. They include originally glandular secretions from animals, namely the musk deer. But thankfully, there are numerous plants that emit similar fragrances, as well as artificial and synthetic substances. Musks are attractants. They're alluring, hypnotizing. They might make you turn up your nose if they're too strong, but yet they still draw you in, those pheromones. Can be animalic, sweet, powdery, even metallic. Now they're saying milky musks here, so we're thinking, of course, in the musk family, but a bit softer, a bit creamier, likely more in the sweet powdery versus metallic and leathery. Put it all together, and you have a very, there is that sweetness on top that always surprises me because there's such depth in this candle, thanks to that musk, as well as your patchouli, your vetiver, and your spiciness from your cardamom and cinnamon. A really unique play between woody, spicy, with a little bit of gourmand to it. As I said, it really is a nighttime seductive scent, and something that could be nearly year-round, or at least 2 to 3 seasons. It doesn't scream obvious holiday, which is frankly sometimes nice to have something that you can burn outside of a 2-month period in November, December. So that is my review on Lost Claus from Snif. If you have purchased and burned this or any other Snif candles, I'd love to hear your thoughts on them. And until next time, take care.